Feel me. We rolling. Audio rolling, everything good. All right, I'm still trying to figure out the framing on this camera and how I'm supposed to be doing this and how I would prefer to be doing this. I'm new to all this stuff, man. Just so bear with me. All these episodes, the camera quality. My nigga Real, shout out to Real. He ended up hitting me up and was telling me to turn down the aperture on the camera so I could get a better look for the shot and all of that. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I appreciate you watching too, because clearly you watched if you had enough input to tell me how to change the shot. But this camera got limitations. It's a pretty old camera. It's not really achieving the look that we were discussing because it's kind of an old camera at this point. I need to get me a new one. I will get me a new one. But for now, this is what we're working with. I'm Red Karan. This is Streams episode 4. I don't look, I'm so not scripted that I don't even have a name for this episode. I barely even know what I'm talking about yet, but I just want to be proactive enough to just turn this camera on and work regularly. So I think I know what we're going to talk about, but the first thing that I want to talk about, Happy New Year. This is the new year. This is today, as of recording this, it is January 1. It is in the evening. I had a pretty good night last night with my girlfriend and her daughter and her, I guess what you could call like a niece or something, technically. But we had a good time. We was watching Harry Potter movies last night. Amazing time. Good conversation. You know, good attitudes. My kids were with their mom, so I didn't get to bring in the new year with my kids, but I'll see them soon enough, probably tomorrow. But Happy New Year to everybody. The first thing I wanted to cover in this particular episode, though, is I wanted to go over, just randomly, I wanted to go over the my favorite albums of last year because I've seen a lot of talk about, people making lists about the best this or that last year, the best this, the best that. So I kind of wanted to throw my little 2 cents in there as far as albums go. Let me see if I could pull this up, though. So I made a playlist. Let's see if it'll pull up. Okay, cool. Sorry. So just real quick, I don't want to make it a big thing, but my top 5 albums of 2020 are It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. This is in no particular order. I'm just reading it as I see it on my phone. It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. Learn to Swim by Red Veil. King's Disease 3 by Nas. What is this album called? The Forever Story by JID. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember the exact name of this album, but JID's 2022 album. I think it was called The Forever Story or The Never Story or something. He got like a series of albums with those names, but those are 4. So I had a hard time choosing between these last 2. Last few actually, because one of them isn't on this list. But I had I had Ab-Soul's album on there that just came out, I think, at the very beginning of December, or maybe even the middle of December. And I liked it, and I liked it a lot. But I don't know if I like it more than I like these albums. And the other 2 albums that I have kind of fighting for the 5th space is Sick by Earl Sweatshirt. It's not the greatest album in the world, but it just resonated with me. I like Earl. I like his vibe. I like his production. And I like, it's just something about the way he puts his art together that's just so interesting to me. So Sick by Earl and Deluxe by Suppy, Never Really Dies, which is one of my friends and clients. But his album came out after me fighting with him and plenty of other people fighting with him to release it. He finally put it out this year or last year, and it's solid. I mixed it, so I'm biased a little bit, but fuck all that. It was a good album, bro. It was a good album, and he's a good writer. The hooks, the subject matter was pretty interesting and all of that. It's called Deluxe by Suppy Never Really Dies. If you're reading this and you don't know who that is, you spell his name SUPPYNVRLYDIES, and that is all one word, and it's usually always capitalized too. So those are my picks for albums of last year. Like, it was a lot of good music that came out. I'm surprised Kendrick didn't make my list. I mean, I'm not surprised, but in the grand scheme of things, as much as I like Kendrick, and as much as I mean, the album was cool, but like as much as I like Kendrick and as much as I've liked Kendrick historically, the album didn't really hit me that hard. Like I listened to it more than once for sure. I listened to that album for a couple weeks, probably 2-3 weeks consistently. And I liked it. It was some songs on there that I listened to more than once. Silent Hill obviously was one of them with Kodak, but that album didn't do it for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it was kind of boring to me, and I don't say that in a To Pimp a Butterfly kind of way, because To Pimp a Butterfly was boring, but the album is a masterpiece to me. But Mr. Morale, it didn't really do it for me, my guy. It didn't really hit me that well. It didn't resonate with me. So, I have to unfortunately exclude that from the list. But anyway, we can move on. I don't know what I'm about to talk about. I'm about to pull up this list, and I think I kind of know what I'm going to choose, but I don't really know yet. So I have The Life of an Engineer, and I kind of want to make that episode interesting because you niggas have no idea. I have Too Talented on here, and I don't even remember what that's in reference to, but I'm sure I could figure out something to talk about, but that won't be it today. The concept of the greatest in rap. I do want to talk about that eventually, but I don't want to talk about that today. Your aesthetic, things don't define you, you define your things, not judging people on their interests. I think that's one of the, I will be talking about that real soon because that's something I had a lot to say about. Real hip hop versus what rap is today. Nah, not today. But that's also another thing I had a lot to say about because there's like this dividing line and this like polarizing fight between like purist hip hop niggas and young niggas and older niggas essentially thinking that young niggas is not real hip hop and shit. And I don't agree with that. As an old nigga, I think old niggas are totally wrong about that. Lead with the Sword breakdown episode. Yeah, I want to do an episode breaking down my song Lead with the Sword, which was on my No Saviors album, talking about the meaning behind the song and the meaning behind some of the lines in the song. Not doing that today. I wanted to revisit the topic of submission. It was a video I did on my Instagram before I actually started this series that I just kind of threw up because I used to kind of do that every now and then, just find a topic that was inspiring to me and kind of just throw it up and just talk about it in my Instagram page. And it wasn't really formatted into anything in particular. But I want to revisit that in a little more and elaborate a little more on my ideas around that, plus some things that I might have learned since then. But this topic, the concept of overly masculine men and their rejection of self-care and how that threatens their sexuality and their egos in a lot of ways. And this is the topic that I was gravitating towards all week. I was thinking about that concept kind of a lot recently, and it came up because I was getting ready to go see my woman. No, that wasn't that time. I was getting ready to go to this restaurant with a couple of my homeboys that I've been knowing for damn near all my life. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing for 20 years, and one of them I've been knowing for 25 years. The other one I've been knowing for damn near 20 years. And we were just going the other day. It was like 3 days ago. None of us had anything. We hadn't linked up and talked in a minute. Kind of, you go out with your peoples, man, to update each other on your lives and just kind of blow off some steam. Have a good time. You don't really even need no reason. I don't even know why I'm explaining. But we linked up, went out to a hot pot restaurant, ate like kings. It was the spread was amazing. I should put up a picture in this video because I did take a picture of it. But yeah, man, I was getting ready to go and I was putting on cologne, right? And then I had thought about the way that I used to think about like putting on cologne just when you're going out with like the guys and like how that used to make me feel as a kid, like a teenager, like, "Man, I ain't putting on the cologne, that's gay." You know what I'm saying? And I think that's ridiculous for any of us to think that way, right? Because I used to think that way when I was young and stupid and ego driven and everything was like super extra masculine. And I still have friends that think that way and I feel sorry for them because I think that's a terrible, unhealthy way to view things and a perspective to have. You know, we over we overprotect our images for fear of being judged or made fun of. And I think that's all it is. You're projecting your insecurities outward as this code that you're following, but it's only just you being afraid of being who you are in any given setting. So you overcompensate or you overprotect yourself by shooting down these basic concepts like self-care. There are men that still believe in at this age. It is not about it being the year 2020 because 2022 or 2023. I was about to say in the year 2023, there's still men that think like that. The year has nothing to do with it. The thinking and the age is more important to me. Like, I'm 34, right? Now, at 34, you should have been able to live enough life, interact with enough people, draw inspiration and learning from enough people to learn that your sexuality or what you're capable of as a man or what you're made of as a man and how you're perceived as a man has nothing to do with the way that you take care of yourself. I mean, it does though, because if you don't take care of it, it's just not in the way that people tend to think. You know, here you have a man that wants to be perceived as masculine and powerful and big and strong. So they're afraid to do things like get a manicure because they think that that means that they're gay or that they are less of a man or they're soft or they're metrosexual. Now, I think those things they do mean things. Those things have archetypes and behaviors and patterns. But one, those things don't necessarily have to be a negative. And two, just because you're a man that likes to have clean nails doesn't mean that you're soft or that I won't knock one of you motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that. And that's something that I had to accept over time. And it really came by way of being around women, bro. Romantically or otherwise, actually. You get around women. I'll tell you this quick little short story. Like, I got with a woman, the mother of my children. And at the time, I was still working my day job. I was working at a printing company where I used to work on big, giant, dirty, greasy machines. I used to work with ink because it was a printing company. So we had to clean out ink trays and clean out water and etch and solvent. And I would come home smelling like all these chemicals and covered in ink and oil and just dirty, right? And we used to wear gloves, but the gloves were latex and they would break easily. So my point is I would have oil and paint and dirt and all kind of shit under my nails. And my nails were damaged and my hands were damaged. They were always discolored and dirty and whatever, right? And I didn't care about that kind of stuff because I'm a working man. It was like, that's just what it is. This is how I make my money every day. I'm not afraid of getting dirty. I'm still not to this day, even though I work a job like this where I'm essentially removed from those kinds of things. But, you know, I still make sure not to turn my recording off because that would be horrible. But I'm still, I'm still very capable of getting dirty. I change my brakes every now and then when I feel like it. And, I still go outside. I'm still a man's man, right? I still can know how to run a lawnmower. I still do handiwork, all of that. But the point that I'm getting to with this long-winded speech is that I got with this woman who kind of demanded a standard of cleanliness from me that other women hadn't demanded from me prior. It was new to me. And initially, it was insulting. I'm like, you won't let me touch you because my hands are dirty? You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that shit. I didn't like that. It kind of like, because I take things personal, I personalize things and I'm so sensitive and shit. I'm like you gonna tell me I can't touch you because my hands is dirty? But then when I got over myself and I accepted what she was saying for what she was saying, and I accepted the fact that she was demanding something it was a standard that she set. Who am I to tell her she can't have a standard of cleanliness when it comes to her being intimate with someone? You know what I'm saying? Because I have a standard too. I would prefer that my women bathe and wash and manicure their bodies the way that I like. I'm not super anal about it. I'm not going to reject you and shun you, or if you don't, certain things, I still want you to wash your motherfucking ass. But I'm saying, like, we like our women to have their nails done and their hair did and to be kind of like in shape and be pretty. And, for us, at the very least, I can respect this woman telling me that she don't want me to be playing with her coochie with dirt and oil all up under my nails. It's really realistic if you think about it. And then as a young man, I didn't understand how those things can affect a woman's pH and all of that shit, right? So it kind of changed my perspective. So she took me to get a manicure one time. I hated the experience, but I learned the lesson that she was trying to teach me, you know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like, okay, and I was uncomfortable. This was a long time ago. I was still in my mid-20s. I'm 34 today. So this was a long time ago. But it challenged me. It challenged me in a place that I had never been challenged before because I never watched my father get manicures and stuff. And I used to try to uphold the idea of him that I had in my head. But here's the kicker. I was upholding this image that I had of my father in my head. Like, my father wouldn't do no shit like this. Like, no, I'm a real man, right? And around this time, I kind of had a distance between me and my father that I hadn't had because, this was the first time me being in the world I wasn't up under my parents anymore, right? So I'm out in the world operating from this idea that I formulated for my father, excuse me for my voice, right? And then as an adult to sort of like reestablish my relationship with my father and reconnect with my father and come around him and learn him in a way that I hadn't known him because I had changed and he had changed. I graduated high school, moved out the house, my family split up, and I wasn't around my father every day like I used to be. And I reconnected with him, had to relearn him, and he had to relearn me. And we were basically starting from scratch with our relationship and relearning each other. And I found that he had abandoned a lot of his ideals from back then. This is a man that I've watched knock people out. This is a man that I watch do a lot of things that I won't say on this camera. Or this mic. But now his visions and his standards for himself had changed. So here I am rejecting these ideas because I'm comparing myself to what I think my father is or who I think my father is. But he had changed. So here I am like, I ain't getting no manicure. That my dad wouldn't do no shit like that. I'm a real man. Bro, you sound like a fucking idiot. Because now here you are dealing with a woman that wants you to be clean and she likes certain things and you're like not wanting to give her what she wants because you're trying to be what some man wants you to be. It's backwards. You think you getting a manicure is gay because you're trying to uphold yourself to what some man thinks you should be. Wouldn't that be what's gay? You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what gay is? To like, you're like trying to appeal to men? No. Then, it wasn't even just my baby mama. It was like lots of women I was running into and dealing with, like, had a standard of cleanliness for men. It's like when you grow up, you run into women of a different quality or not even grow up in age, but grow up in mentality. When you start seeking better women, women start requiring more of you. So all of this as it relates to self-care in men specifically, and how we reject certain things because we think it's soft or we think it's gay or we think it's weak is really ridiculous, because you're upholding an image of what a nigga think you should be, what a man think you should be. That's ridiculous. I don't give a fuck about what one of you niggas like about me in terms of like my image or sexuality. I care about what my woman like. My girlfriend today, you know, we talk about, me and her talk about doing all kinds of things together. Go get massage together. Let's go get manicures together. Let's go get our feet done. And you niggas that think it's gangster to have your feet ugly as hell is ridiculous too. Because who is you climbing into bed with at the end of the day is my question. You getting into the bed, you ain't clipped your toenails in 4 months. Your feet dry. You got fungus on your nails. And you like, nigga, I ain't getting no pedicure because that's gay. To who? You think your woman like your feet smelling like fungus, bruh? Or you tearing up the bed sheets with your long ass pterodactyl nails? We gotta rewire the way that we think, bro. I grew up in Detroit, and I can only speak to Detroit. When I was young in the 90s going to school, everything was gay. We couldn't jump rope because it was gay. We couldn't do gymnastics because it was gay. You couldn't be flexible because it was gay. You couldn't, I don't know, you couldn't like certain foods. You couldn't eat a sucker around these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nigga couldn't get a lollipop as a kid. Nigga, I'm 7. I can't even eat a lollipop around you niggas because it's gay. Where did all this masculine, over masculine shit come from? I'm a 7-year-old and I can't eat a lollipop because niggas think it's gay. Bro, before anything, I'm 7 years old. I just fell out of a vagina a few years ago. I can't eat a lollipop because I'm forced to fight up against this standard of what gay and what's manly at 7 years old or 9 years old or 12 years old. Why do I got to be a grown man at 12? You know what I'm saying? That's damaging. Making a motherfucker feel like they can't be who they are because they have to be beholding to some standard that we imagined. That's ridiculous to me. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand that. And it's impossible to keep up with. It's hard work. Like, so when you think about that, like, I didn't start getting, I never had a massage until I was 30 years old. The first time I had a massage, I was in Miami in 2020. I was 32 years old. The first massage I ever got was 2 years ago. It was November of 2020. Today it is January of 2023. That was just over 2 years ago. And the reason I never had a massage, it was a mixture of things. It was because I just never really thought about it. But when I haven't thought about it a lot in 32 years of living. It was just not something I didn't really think to do, because this pertains to how a person views themselves, how they care about themselves, and how they take care of themselves. And it's all a reflection of how you feel internally about yourself. The way that you treat yourself, the things that you think you deserve, it's all indicative and directly reflected by the way that you feel about you on the inside, right? So I had never thought to get a massage because I'm like, I'm not even thinking about taking care of myself. I go to work, I destroy my body for a paycheck, and I come home, I get bad sleep on a terrible couch that's falling in and sinking in the middle. I got back problems. I never think to go talk to a chiropractor because I don't care about myself. And that's the problem. We have all these unrealistic standards and these things, these metrics that we judge everything by. Everything is gay to us in Detroit. All these young black men walking around and we're like over masculinized. Now, I don't think we should be demasculinized because that's a different argument. I'm not saying we should be walking around being effeminate, unless that's who you are. Be who you are. But that's not who I am. And I'm not going to be that to appease the world, right? So I'm not effeminate. I don't walk around dropping my wrist like this, and I don't have feminine characteristics, and I don't have feminine mannerisms physically, because that's not who I am. You know, but I don't have to shame people that are like that. I don't have to shame those things in order for me to be who I am. But I also don't agree that masculine features and masculine mannerisms should be villainized or, you know, looked down on either. That's not what I think. We should all be who the fuck we are. That's just the end of the story, bro. You know? But as a kid growing up in this city with all these black kids that were all coming from these environments that were terrible in all sorts of ways. Niggas didn't have their fathers, yet I'm going to school listening to these niggas who don't have fathers tell me how to be a man. Why am I listening to you? You being raised by your mother coming to school telling me how to be a man. And now I'm growing up with this idea that everything is gay. Listening to these kids. And then you grow up into an adult and you maintain these ideas and you don't do inventory. You don't realize it's time to check yourself and reevaluate your ideas. You know what I'm saying? You're still operating on ideas that you formulated when you was 13. Why? That's ridiculous. When you get older, it's time to do inventory. Go through your brain and filter out the things that no longer serve you. We operate from these places that protect us when we need them to, and then we keep them like hoarders. You know what I'm saying? We keep these negative, ridiculous ideas attached to us because they used to protect us. And then we're afraid of letting go of these ideas or these mantras and these things that served us and protected us for so long because we think we still need them. The same way that a hoarder on the TLC channel will keep an empty cereal box because they're afraid of throwing it away because they think they'll need it. Now you got a whole bedroom full of empty cereal boxes because you're afraid of letting it go. That's what your brain is doing right now. You're afraid of letting go of these ideals because you're so afraid of being judged as gay because you used to be when we was in elementary school or on the playground or on the basketball court. We not there no more. You know, it ultimately comes down to self-esteem. It's like you have to love yourself enough to, first of all, take care of yourself, but also to not give a fuck about what another motherfucker think about you. I don't give a fuck what a nigga think about me when I go home to a woman with a big booty and some big titties who love me and kiss on me and want to have sex with me because my body, you know, is well groomed and I smell good. I'm sure if I came into bed smelling like Dookie, she wouldn't want to have sex with me or want to lay up with me. Who would? Why am I thinking about what a grown man think about me before I think about what my woman or what my kids or my, you know? We have to reevaluate the way that we view things, perception, why you think the way that you think. It has a lot to do with the fact that you hate yourself. And it has a lot to do with the fact that other people have convinced you to hate yourself. We go through a lot of things as kids, bro. Kids are cruel. They don't have filters. They just say things. And we say things without the knowledge that they will damage people, right? As kids, I've done it. Other people have done it to me. But then we grow up and we fail to shed these things that we should have shed or we should have never even took on in the first place. So for niggas to think that it's gay for me to get a manicure, why? Y'all niggas just walk around with ugly ass fingers. You know, I mean, and here's the kicker though. Like I know a lot of working men. I know carpenters and mechanics and plumbers and I know all kinds of people in different backgrounds and professions, right? And a lot of times their hands look fucked up, as I described in the beginning of this video. My hands used to look fucked up because of the trade that I worked in. I was a printer. It was a skilled trade. I had to know how to do that. And I had to do it every day. Even if I got regular manicures, I would destroy the manicure anyway. So my point is, like, I understand why some men's hands look fucked up, bro, because that's how you make your living. Your hands are fucked up because it's like, it doesn't matter what you do. A manicure is not going to save it. I know that. I've been that person, right? But for those of us that are not in that line of work, where your hands are only fucked up because you lack the self-care that it needs for you to look like a person who lives in a home. Like, why do you want me to look like you for the sake of not being perceived as gay? I'm not gay. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say what I really want. Man, no. You know what? I told myself I was going to start being more honest. Like, a lot of you niggas that's walking around calling niggas gay for getting manicures, like, first of all, I've only ever had the one manicure that I mentioned earlier. My baby mama took me, and that's the only manicure I ever had. But I know how to take care of my own nails. I learned how to do that on my own. And I've always known how to do that. She just wanted to expose me to something new. You know what I'm saying? For her, you know, she wanted me to be clean for her. Nothing wrong with that. But I've always known how to take care of my own nails because my father taught me how. My mother and my father, but mostly my father. Because he used to sit there and painstakingly just clip his nails and make sure his cuticles were pushed back and all of that. That's what he taught me how to do, him and my mom. But it impacted me mostly from my father because he's a man, right? But I was going to say, though, a lot of the niggas running around calling niggas gay for getting things like manicures. Like, I've taken some of y'all bitches before. You run around on Instagram and Facebook and in the real world saying everything is gay, but I done took some of y'all bitches before. I'm not proud of that as a man who will soon be married and as a man who loves women and I want to be careful with how I treat people and the things that I do to people, and I understand the implications of adultery and shit like that. But so I'm not necessarily saying it from a braggadocious standpoint, but the facts is the facts, bro. Y'all run around saying everything gay, and it's so easy to take y'all bitches, bro. You know why? Because y'all niggas don't pay attention. Y'all stupid. You bring nothing to the table. You smell like shit. Your beard stank. Your hair stank. Your breath stank. Your face is dirty. Your body is dirty. Your ass is dirty. Your underarms are dirty. You don't know how to shave. You don't know how to do shit. You don't even go to the barbershop regularly. Niggas is ass, bro. That's why it's easy to take your bitch. Y'all niggas don't have shit to talk about. You're not interested. You're not engaging. You're not attentive. You're not affectionate. Y'all niggas is telling me everything is gay, but your woman don't even like you, bro. Your woman don't even like you. A nigga told me one time when I was like 18, before I even had a beard, he told me that he was talking to a woman that told him, like, niggas need to pay more attention to how they take care of their beards because your niggas' beards be smelling like ass. This is way before I had a beard. A nigga told me this, and he told me by way of a woman that told him that. He did have a beard. And he was saying it jokingly, man, y'all niggas need to start taking care of y'all beards. And in turn, essentially saying, y'all need to take better care of yourselves. Y'all are so busy running around talking about everything is gay, you're depriving yourself of so many things, bro. You know, we can all have our standards as far as how we operate and like the things that we view. Like, I'm not a gay man and I don't give a fuck about trying to appease the world. I'm not going to act like a gay man. You know, I'm not going to put on a fucking skirt because the world is telling me to. I don't agree with those things. But the shit that y'all saying is gay, I'm not going to do. Like, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I can't go to the chiropractor because it's gay. Oh, you let another man be your chiropractor? Yes, because he went to school for it, dumbass. What am I supposed to let you do it? Or am I supposed to walk around like a fucking the hunchback of Notre Dame because it's gay to let another nigga crack my back? Y'all niggas is ridiculous, bro. Like, y'all niggas is ridiculous. I suffered from back problems for years. I did manual labor from the moment I turned 18 till I was 29. I did manual labor for 11 years straight. I worked for FedEx, I worked for Sears Warehouse, and I worked for a printing company that I will not name. My back was fucked up. And because niggas have convinced me that it's gay or it's ridiculous to take care of yourself or to go get a massage or lay down and go to the chiropractor or to care about yourself. Y'all niggas think it's gay to care about yourself. Why do I listen to y'all niggas, man? Y'all niggas are losers in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying everybody. I don't want to be negative and come down on everybody. But I'm saying the niggas that I'm talking about. Niggas be losers. We went to school with a bunch of losers. Y'all know that. They grew up, we all grew up and went to school together and graduated, and y'all know who I'm talking about because they still the same person they was when we graduated. Y'all still the same person. Hold on one second. Excuse me, I had to give me some water, bro. Thirsty as hell. I ain't had no water all day. Ooh-wee. But anyway, instantly fixed my voice too. But anyway, bro, you know, we got to stop listening to these niggas, man. These niggas is hurt. They walking around with all this pain and all this self-hate telling us what to do. I don't got to listen to you, nigga. I'm a grown man with a business and people in my life that love me, a woman that loves to touch me and a woman that loves me to touch her. How you gonna play in a woman coochie with your fingernails dirty, nigga? Nigga, no. We listening to niggas that still sitting on their fucking mama couch, rolling up dirt weed and some bum-ass raps. Tell us how to take care of ourselves. I'm not listening to you niggas. Y'all niggas ain't never even been nowhere. Niggas never even been off the porch. Y'all niggas ain't never even left the city before. Y'all niggas is sitting there telling me how to live. You ain't never even been nowhere. Why would I listen to you? The world is so much bigger than these dumbass streets that we claim. And it's crazy how these conversations can branch into so many other conversations. So many. But the world is so big. Cultures differ everywhere. You can go to the east side and the culture is different than it is on the west side of Detroit. I can go to New York and niggas think totally different than they do here. I can go to New Orleans, totally different language, slang, dialect, diet. Everything is different. Why am I listening to you niggas about what I should do as a man? And then half you niggas ain't even men. You just niggas. Y'all niggas don't take care of y'all kids. Y'all don't take care of y'all women. And y'all don't even take care of y'all selves. Why am I listening to a nigga that don't know how to care about anything tell me how to care about me? You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to start doing manicures. I want to go get pedicures. Never had one. You know, I used to take care of my feet a lot better than I do now. My feet are not ugly either, nigga, so chill on me. But, like, my feet could definitely use some motherfucking work, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men need to go to the motherfucking nail place and let these motherfucking nail techs take care of you, my nigga. Because we down bad out here outside. Most of us are. I ain't never had no pedicure, and it's not really because I don't want one or because I was too afraid or some shit. I just haven't, like, and that leads to another point that I should talk about one day is the concept of procrastination. I'm about to put that on my list right now. But that could be a topic for another day. But I just be procrastinating because I'm sitting here with the idea now, and I've had this idea plenty of times, but I just never call and do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and it also doesn't help that I don't really know where to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like finding a barbershop. You can't just go to any barbershop to get your haircut. You got to find the barbershop for you, a good barbershop. I don't know like how to choose a good nail place. I have no idea, but that's why you should talk to people that do, women and other whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, we can take care of ourselves without feeling threatened. It's like the fact that you think these small things threaten your masculinity or your sexuality speaks more about the how weak you are versus how weak you aren't. The fact that you think a manicure can make a person switch from heterosexual to homosexual, it really speaks to just like how weak you already are. Or if you think a motherfucker going to do something like uh whatever it might be, get a facial as a man. Y'all niggas walk around looking like a fucking Domino's pizza by the face, and you're afraid to go get a facial, and you like, that's gay, huh? You walk around pus oozing out your fucking face, telling me it's gay to get a facial. Y'all niggas ugly and don't know how to take care of yourself, and you stink, telling me it's gay to get a facial. I've never had that either, but I would. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't have skincare routines. We don't. Typically, we don't. Black men. I can't speak about white men. I don't know them. But black men, we don't be having skincare routines. We don't even do shit like that. Most of us. You know what I'm saying? In these environments that I'm living in, the hood, we don't think like that because it's all about survival. Niggas is so focused on surviving that they can't worry about other things. But then because it's almost like crabs in a barrel, it's like because you can't do these things or because you can't take care of yourself properly, when you see another man taking care of himself, you perceive it as being weakness or soft or gay. It's ass backwards, my nigga. It doesn't make any sense, bro. We need to take better care of ourselves. And I've been doing that lately. I've been getting massages. The first massage I had was in Miami. It was just like, I was like, shit, I'm in Miami, bro. I'm about to get the whole package. It was the first time I had ever been. As a 32-year-old man, I had never been to Miami. And I was like, man, let's go get some massages. Me and my cousins. Me and my cousins and my homeboy. Excuse me. And I was like, man, we should go get some massages. Shit, we in Miami. We on the beach. It's bad women out here outside. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get a massage. Get some good food. We talk about the strip club, all kind of shit. We in Miami. Might as well do everything. We went and had massages. It was amazing. And then I came home and I was addicted to massages. I was getting them like every couple weeks, every few weeks. I went to a couple black masseuses. A couple of black masseuses I found online I couldn't get in touch with. But I ended up, through Instagram, I ended up finding a couple of masseuses in there. They were good. I had a house call girl. She do house calls. She come here. She, find like where you want to lay out, nigga. Choose the couch or you want to lay on the floor. Or she was like, she'd even bring an air mattress for your ass. But I laid on the couch. She gave me my massage. I think it was an hour long. Maybe it was an hour and a half. I can't remember. But she was good. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another girl I went to in Southfield, and she had her own suite. It was cold, so I got to support black businesses. Meet some people, build some relationships. And feel good and take care of myself. And mind you, I had back problems for years, like I mentioned earlier, and the massages was healing me, bro. Made my back feel good. It was like I was going to authentic Thai or Chinese massage places, right? And some of the places I went to, they did the practice where they would walk on your back. I went to this one place in Garden City where this masseuse, she literally was on my back, crawling on her elbows and knees, like as pressure points, because she was so small. She was on my back, on her elbows and knees and hands, like getting my back together, bro. It was amazing. I ain't ever, and that was the only masseuse I've ever seen do that since or before. I never seen no shit like that. But it all fixed my back, bro. I did manual labors for 11 years straight before I started doing the studio thing full time. And my back was in shambles. And I finally healed myself by stop listening to you niggas. I went to a black chiropractor on Livernois and 6 Mile, or 7 Mile. Livernois and 7 Mile. It's called Eye Care, Spine, and Rehabilitation or something like that. Something like that, rehabilitation and spine. Eye Care, look it up. Go get, and if you go, tell them I sent you too. I want my credit. It's a black chiropractor, a black doctor. And y'all niggas walk around talking about what's gay. I'm done listening to dumbass niggas, bro, I promise. But I think that's the end of this episode. I could talk about this shit for mad long, but I think you get the point. I don't want to ramble. I appreciate you for listening yet again. I got to make sure I start saying this. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. I don't be saying that. I did gain subscribers since I've been doing this, just a few. And people have been watching. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the, the time that you give me out of your day to listen to me talk about this stupid shit that I talk about, man. I really do appreciate that. This is just something that I do to blow off steam. And like I said, it's just, I like being able to talk on this platform and get these ideas out. And then to find out that so many of y'all agree with me too. It's really crazy. And then even I have people disagree with me, but even the disagreements lead to a better understanding of things. Because if you could present an opposing argument to me and then it could change the way that I view things, we can stop walking around thinking shit is gay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Please, everybody that watched this, please click the like button. I don't know what it do, but it does something according to YouTubers. Click like, share this shit with people. Let them know what they, you know what I'm saying? Present this to somebody and challenge the way that they think. Niggas is out here smelling like shit, trying to appease some man while your woman is begging you to get in the shower and use some smell good. You know what I'm saying? Send this to them. Whatever. My name is Red Karan. The full name, Red Karan. I'm an engineer and I'm cold. I'm good at it. Episode 4 streams, bro. I appreciate you. I'll be back next week, bro.
Never with the young shit, niggas was quick to call me lame. When tables turning, bridges burn, it's all the same. And now we all the age and niggas call me for that game. The ones you talk down is your big homies now. Depending on the day, might find that shit on me now.